What's a show that made you think, who the hell greenlit this?
If you are watching this, leave your favorite fruit emoji in the comments.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
It's terrible, but it's undeniably successful.
I have always said, say what you like about the Kardashians, but they are masters at marketing. Everything I know about them was against my will, and I know fucking a lot for some reason.
Cuties. It was shit, but it was a film, not a show.
Did you actually watch it, or are you just basing that on the internet buzz and Netflix's trailer? Getting downvoted for asking if people know what they're talking about.
I watched it. Not only was the controversy completely overblown, but the point of the movie is that the main character rejects the sexualization of young girls and embraces her conservative, religious family.
Every Fast and Furious sequel.
The Fast movies make billions globally. They really don't give much a fuck about the US, Western market at this point.
The first 4 are good, and 5 and 6 are at least entertaining. Everything after that was just so outrageous that it wasn't really even fun to watch.
I know 4 was the big comeback movie for the original cast, but I still think 5 is the best one aside from the first, of course. It's the one I re-watch the most.
But they're family.
There are more moves in the Fast and Furious franchise than Star Wars.
There are lots of Steven Seagal movies. That doesn't mean they are watchable.
Dom.
Batwoman.
If you found this video funny, then smash the subscribe button.
That was a flaming dumpster fire. How dare you? Batwoman Season 2 and 3 were awesome and it deserved a Season 4.
I don't understand who made the call to make as it was Witcher, Blood Origin. Like I get Battlefield Earth, for reasons, but why they had to butcher my game like that?
After they used literally the same line, I think it was, person was done with, thing or place, but thing or place was not done with, person, twice in the same episode, I realized, oh man, this is going to hurt. And I bailed.
I mean, with really crappy TV movies you can make it a drinking game, but then there are just shows that will kill you if you start drinking with it.
Yeah. I'm a huge Witcher fan myself, and I powered through that hunk of shit. It's just $.
Yeah, they just had a list with boxes to check out and went with it.
I mean, it's not like the main Witcher show is that much better. The casting is atrocious and the characters act like extras in Idiocracy, Rip Yen and Care, who got transformed into Dumb and Dumber.
Cavill was the only good thing in the first Witcher series. He was with the books, like any real self-respecting actor should be. Trying to bring the original source that made it a success into life.
Black White, the 2006 Emmy Award-winning show that put white people in blackface.
I came here to comment this.
Halo. Not the concept, but the execution and direction.
It's like they find directors/writers that have no clue about the source material or the target audience. Baffling.
They bragged about having avoided the source material, because Halo fans want some bullshit, not even fanfic over a proper adaptation.
Velma, the newer episodes of The Simpsons.
The Simpsons is a phenomenon I will never understand. No TV show should run as long as that. I already thought this way back around 2005 or so. We're 18 years later, and it's still FKIN going. It was good, once upon a time, but that was like 25 years ago at this point. Many shows were good in their day, but they all ended. Why does this one keep going like it's been dipping in the fountain of youth between every season? Do that many people really still watch it that they pull in that much money? Or are they just keeping the show going as long as they can as some kind of morbid joke? I don't understand. I guess it must still be making money, though I have no idea how. I stopped watching that shit ages ago.
The Mist. Missed everything that made the movie cool.
I think you should smash the like button.
Wait, they made that movie book into a series? I have to go watch it to see how bad it is now. But just. Why? It's unfortunate that the CGI hasn't aged very well in the original movie.
It had its moments. IMHO. Another Netflix thing that got interrupted at the end of season 1.
I have read Stephen King's The Mist a few times, and loved the overall story. I wish they had made the TV series more as a sequel of sorts to that story, rather than the mixed bag of sci-fi and supernatural that it turned out to be. I despised the movie ending, by the way, just putting that out there. The series should have been sort of an on the road where the father, son, and other escapees from the supermarket and people they meet/rescue make their way in the new landscape, learning about the now mixed realities of Earth and the other world that let the horrific creatures raid our landscape and take over. Of course, there was an unknown fate for the wife of the main character, who was left back at the lake house while her husband and her son made their ill-fated trip to the supermarket ahead of the Mist's incursion. Once they escaped the supermarket/shopping center in the novella, they could not make their way back to the lake house to find her for reasons I can't recall, but likely blocked roads from the creatures and abandoned cars. Anyway, one detail that caught my eye in a rereading was a mention of a power company repair truck passing the protagonist's house when they were leaving for the supermarket. My theory is that off-page somehow the power company employee was able to avoid the creatures of the Mist once the Edge reached their repair site, and get in their truck and ride back down the road to escape the area. On their way, they rescued the mother and made their way out of the area, ahead of the Mist, not able to reach town to meet up with her husband and son. So the TV series would cover several plots, one for the father/son/allies to continue to try to escape, explore, and evade danger in the Mist, discover both the cause of the Mist, Project Arrowhead, and the solution, stopping Project Arrowhead, while also trying to rendezvous with the mother before they were all killed. It could have been a great way to turn the show into a Land of the Lost, in Maine, meets Otherworld meets Lost meets various other shows I can't remember as a parallel. Monsters, mixed civilizations, and man versus man conflict stories abound.
That awful Monsters remake. Phew, that was atrocious.
Big Mouth. It's hideous and disgusting.
You're not wrong about those 2 points, but I also think it's a really good and honest portrayal of the urges and psychology of teenagers. It just goes way too far on some things. And the animation style, particularly of the humans, is just bleh. But the concepts of the hormone monster, depression kitty, etc., are good ways to connect with how people might be feeling or what might be driving them. And some of the storylines and messages can actually be really deep and insightful. Somewhere in there is a great show for teenagers to understand their experience and the weird things they're going through, and to know they're not weird for it. And a great show for helping parents remember what they may have forgotten about what it was to be an insanely horny, emotional, insecure teenager in a horde of the same. It could be great for opening up lines of communication and understanding that are really difficult, all using the lens of humor. And then somebody spends a whole episode fucking a pillow and it's just, come on.
The show actually gets surprisingly deep. The spin-off, Human Resources, has an episode on the process of grief with the loss of a character's grandmother who has severe dementia. Both of my grandmas now have dementia and don't even remember me anymore. Helps me feel better rewatching it from time to time.
My friends keep telling me to watch it, but I can't get over the characters' chins. It makes it unwatchable for me.
Yeah, parts of it are good and pretty educational, like consent, periods, puberty. Then you get parts that are just gross and went too far in the disgusting direction. Once the pillows got an arc and more, I gave up on season 3. I'll concede season 1 are the best season of Big Mouth.
Wilma, Big Mouth, the problem solvers. I could go on and on.
It's a commercial that makes me cringe every time. The one with the dad in a red Speedo grossing his young daughter out. Something to do with eczema.
Teletubbies, like what in the actual? I don't get it. I even like other shows aimed at a younger audience like Dora the Explorer and even Blue's Clues, but the Teletubbies. Did they even have writers for this thing? It's just that I have tried to watch it before and I feel like I'm on some really good drugs when I watch it, and I'm 35 and that show still freaked me out, and people ask me why I have nightmares at night. Ask the Teletubbies, they know. The movie Sausage Party.
Toddlers and tiaras. The whole concept of child beauty pageants is slimy and exploitative, and I'm being charitable, and it should never be celebrated and paraded in a bloody reality show. The whole thing felt doubly slimy and exploitative.